fall apart.
Movies for dudes. Hellraiser marathon. We just finished the very first one. It's about 10:30 in the morning.
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
Number one.
Just Hellraiser.
Plain Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. Beyond any terror you have imagined.
Number one follows Frank.
Why are you putting... His name's Frank. You don't need to do Frank.
Do I need air quotes?
No.
Okay, his name is Frank.
Frank.
I don't need to emphasize it either, right?
You don't need to emphasize it.
So it's about a guy named Frank.
I have seen the future of horror. His name is Clive Barker.
As far as we can tell, he's into some sex stuff. But he's kind of pushed his limits.
Yeah, he has nowhere to go.
Pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to find that next high. And where's he going to get it from? It's not going to be whips, chains, or yo-yos or anything weird like that. He's got to find a box. A magic box.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And when sort of you twist and poke this box and you do something with it, it releases, or it opens a door rather, to not necessarily hell.
Right.
Kind of like a gateway, though, if you will.
Where these creatures called Cenobites, led by Pinhead.
Led by Pinhead, the infamous Pinhead.
Just torture you.
Yeah. The Cenobites believe that to really experience true pleasure, you must first experience true pain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of what their deal is about. So, boom, Frank's in this old house. He's upstairs somewhere.
Yeah.
Opens a box, and in about 2 seconds, boom, he's got hooks in his face. Shred him to bits. You kind of see a guy placing bits of his face together. And then that scene's over. And that's your first
That's the beginning
10
of the
minutes?
movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, right away, we're hooked.
Yeah.
We got blood.
Let's see what he did there.
Yeah, hooks. Yeah.
Voila. Well, this is it.
House was in the family.
Yeah.
Like an old family home that...
So yeah, his brother, this guy's
Larry.
brother Larry is coming. He bought the house, so him and his wife and his young daughter, teenage daughter, are going to move into
Let's
the
say
house.
teenage daughter, Kirsty.
Yeah.
And Julia is actually her stepmother, Larry's new wife.
And Julia banged Frank.
We should probably get to that.
No.
They do a flashback. Apparently, Frank just showed up at the door.
He's soaking wet. He's like, ooh.
Hey, I'm Larry's brother. Let's bang?
On the wedding dress.
Sure, you're going to cheat on your husband right away.
Of course.
Yeah, that's a given in any marriage.
Yeah.
That's happening.
That's written in the contract.
Of course.
You sign contracts to get married, right?
I imagine. Yeah, the affair contract.
The affair contract.
Yeah. That's what that whole Thomas Crown affair thing is about.
Oh, I never saw that.
Yeah, well, neither did I.
Rene
but
Russo.
It's got to be something about something.
Okay.
Because within these walls, the unholy is unleashed.
So, banging on the wedding dress. Frank, as you know, we've kind of said before, into some sex stuff. So he knows how to please the ladies.
Mm-hmm. So she's having flashbacks of
extreme
hot
orgasms, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. It's funny when you watch these movies because a lot of people want to pay attention to, okay, this movie about Hellraiser, so it's about like demons and stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I guess, I don't know, you can kind of gloss over a lot of the subtle bits in the film. You can't gloss over the two moving guys.
They're terrible.
Terrible. One guy's got a snaggletooth that was so terrible, we thought he was smoking. No, it wasn't a cigarette. It was a goddamn snaggletooth coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Real gross. Mm-hmm. Also, they're drinking beer and just...
Yeah, and like...
general shitty movers.
Larry doesn't seem to mind either.
No. He's all right with it.
Okay, you get what you paid for, I suppose.
That's, nickel and diamond, these guys.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to slack a little.
Yeah.
Frank, he gets cut and he starts bleeding. And as soon as that blood hits the floor, it kind of like...
absorbs Frank's corpse, or like part of a corpse is
just like a puddle of goo.
Yeah,
a
goo puddle under the floorboard tastes the blood, and Frank starts turning back into Frank a bit.
Yeah, he kind of like starts reanimating. At no moment in that sort of reanimation was I like, okay, that's totally fake.
Right.
Like, come on, guys. Like, I know it's 87, but you could do better. Mm-hmm. I think it was done really well.
So Julia finds that half reanimated Frank is in the attic.
Yep.
And he needs blood to get back to normal Frank. So she starts bringing lonely old men to the...
Yeah. And
lures them in, and Frank or her kills them.
So Kirsty, she gets upstairs, and she comes face to face with Frank, who's not whole yet. He's still missing large chunks.
He's walking around.
He's walking around at this point, but he's still not a full human.
He's missing skin.
Yeah, he's skinless at this point. She finds the box.
Because Kirsty accidentally opens it and doesn't want pleasure or pain, the Cenobites are like, meh.
Yeah.
And actually, they don't really care about her.
Yeah, they're like, well, we should take you. You did kind of bring us here. And she's like, well, I know where Frank is. And they're like, they kind of freak out.
They're like, Frank, that motherfucker escaped us.
Nobody gets away from me.
Nobody escapes the Cenobites.
Where is that honky bitch?
We'll tear your soul apart.
Chrissy's like, okay, I can get you Frank as long as you promise not to keep me.
Yeah.
Cenobites, particularly Pinhead, pretty reasonable guy.
Yeah.
For like a demon dude.
Unlike anything you have witnessed, is born.
I had no frame of reference for these movies whatsoever. We're doing this Hellraiser marathon. I only knew there was a guy with pins in his face.
Yeah. In his head, you might say.
I loved it.
I think the first one's a classic.
It's great. Who didn't love it?
Terrible humans.
Yeah. People you don't want to associate with. That's who didn't love it.
Yeah.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Movies for dudes.
Hellraiser Marathon, we're talking Hellraiser 2, Hellbound.
Oh, wait a minute. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's Hellbound. Hellraiser 2.
That's so stupid.
It's just like those goddamn Rambo movies. You got First Blood, but then you got Rambo First Blood Part 2. It's a whole thing.
I hate it.
It's number 2.
Hellbound. Hellraiser 2.
Number 2, we pick up with Kirsty.
Yeah.
She's in a mental home now.
Well, of course.
Of course. Saw everybody die by demons and a dude with wings fly away with a box.
Yeah.
That releases demons.
Yeah. That's going to send you to a mental institution when you're talking to police after that.
That makes sense. That actually adds up quite a bit. So we talked to Kirsty. She's in this mental institution, and her doctor is Dr. Chenard.
Yeah. Who seems like a pretty nice guy for about 20 minutes.
We're talking horror movies, mental institution, you think evil. But he starts out being a pretty reasonable doctor. He really wants to listen to Kirsty's problems. He doesn't just dismiss her as some nut job, which she probably is.
It would seem that way.
Yeah, but no, he really seems genuinely concerned of how can I fix this poor woman.
And because it turns out Dr. Chenard knows all about Cenobites in the box.
He knows about the boxes. He's been studying them. He knows what the Cenobites are.
He has several boxes at his house.
You always think there was one, but no, now we're led to believe there's multiple boxes.
The fear is reborn.
But anyways, Chenard also talks to the police officer who brings Kirsty in and goes, oh, dude, I really need that bloody mattress from the murder house. And then the cop's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that bloody mattress that Julia was murdered on. Can I have that?
Sure.
Why couldn't you? Sure you can.
Yeah.
It's just evidence of crime scene of the murder of a dozen people. Yeah, whatever.
Time to play.
Dr. Chenard's taking us on a tour, more or less. Where Kirsty is, it's very bright, it's well lit, it's clean.
It's a nice looking place.
Dr. Chenard gets in an elevator, and we've got your typical floors. You got 3, 2, 1, ground level.
Yeah.
Then you have your maintenance floor, of course.
Yeah.
And then you have -3. And I don't know about Seamus, but I was particularly pumped to find out what -3 had.
I assumed -3, bad shit went down.
Oh, that's where the serious, like, that's where, like, the experiments, like the two-headed dog boy, that's where you keep that shit down there.
Yeah, Lobster Boy.
Yeah, he's down -3 for sure.
Wolf Girl.
Yep, definitely. I love Wolf Girl. Big fan.
No.
No -3. It's just a fucking teaser.
Yeah.
Like those goddamn... I hate when movies do that. They build something up and then they do nothing with it. It's like Demolition Man and the 3 seashells that apparently in the future you wipe your ass with. Well, how does that work?
I don't know, man. I don't even want to bring... I didn't want to bring it up. You get really heated when you talk about Demolition
because it's
Man.
upsetting. How do I wipe my ass with 3 seashells? And what does -3 have down there?
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
So he brings one of his crazies back to his murder house.
Yep. And he lets him go. He starts cutting himself on the mattress. Blood gets through. Hands come up. Drag the crazy guy. Eat him.
Guess who that crazy person is that comes out of the mattress?
Julia's back.
She's back.
Julia's back.
She eats this crazy guy and regains most of her structure. But of course she's skinless.
She needs skin.
Which is weird, right? Because, in these movies, it happens to Frank in the first one. It's happened to Julia in the second film, where they absorb one guy, maybe 2 guys, and they get most of their body back, but they need a full skin.
No, I mean, skin just doesn't grow back.
I just think that skin is a real heavy theme to these films. And we're going to have to wait and see what the future holds for these movies, but skin is definitely a big one.
Pinhead loves skin.
He loves skin. So anyways, Julia's back. She's got a thing with Shenard. Shenard is immediately, like, in love with her.
Yeah, they start making out.
Yeah, and that brings me to my next point, because the second one, we've really upped the special effects quite a bit. It's a pretty gross movie, but not just visually. The Foley work I want to commend on this film, because it just, everything about it sounds disgusting.
It's probably some weirdo doing Foley work.
Oh, I know. They gotta be weird, dude.
You just got a tape recorder, like, chopping up dogs.
Yeah, fingering them a bunch. That's,
Yeah.
like Shenard and the skinless Julia makeup, that's a dog being fingered.
You wanted to know. Now you know.
Throughout this, too, Kirsty kind of somewhat befriends a girl that's also in the mental institution.
Yep.
Her name's Tiffany,
Young girl.
and she solves puzzles.
Yeah, she had a tragic experience when she witnessed her parents die.
Yeah.
Not by Hellraiser or Cenobites.
Nope. Just straight up murdered. Old-fashioned murder.
Old-fashioned daytime murderings.
And, she solves puzzles. She's
She's the puzzle princess.
puzzle princess, Tiffany.
Yep. So Shenard's definitely interested in her a little bit, because maybe this Tiffany girl can open up the box to things that have never been experienced before. Everybody's been able to release the fucking Cenobites no problem by giving it a twirl, a poke, and a finger.
Yeah.
And that's easy enough, but maybe Tiffany can do something completely different with it.
And she does.
She does.
She opens up a gateway to hell.
Yeah. And in that gateway gets sucked in, well, Tiffany, of course, Kirsty, Dr. Shenard, and Julia all go into the hell, I guess.
Kirsty and Tiffany start experiencing... They get separated, of course.
Of course, it's a horror movie. You know you never stick together.
And they go off on their separate ways and kind of experience their own personal hell.
And your suffering will be legendary even in hell.
So Tiffany, she sees like a carnival hell.
Yeah, maybe her parents took her to a carnival or something.
maybe
Not quite
her parents
explained,
were
but
killed by a clown. I don't know.
It's the carnival itself. Of course, you're in hell, so you can fill in the blanks for yourselves. But it's quite creepy. But one thing that was quite disturbing: that baby.
There's a baby with its mouth stitched shut, just like looking at you all stitched
That's
up.
very
Oh,
off-putting.
really
Very unsettling.
Gross.
Did not care for the stitched mouth baby whatsoever.
Don't need that. You don't need that.
No. Kirsty steps into a room, and she's greeted by an old nemesis of hers.
Frank's back.
Uncle Frank's
Uncle
back.
Frankie.
Uncle Frank's also got what I would personally consider a pretty dope sex layer. Kirsty's in there. Of course, Frank wants to have sex with his niece. Why
Duh.
wouldn't you?
Well, he's what else is he gonna do? Like, he's experienced everything.
Yeah, I think once you cross that plane from living to maybe hell or some kind of dying dimension or
Yeah.
whatever, incest, there's not really rules anymore.
It's
for that
low
kind of
on
stuff.
the scale of
that's not a
things.
big deal.
No.
Hey, I'm banging my niece. That's fine.
Who cares?
Yeah, no problem.
And while this is going on, Shenard's been turned into a Cenobite.
Yeah, so they meet like the Cenobite god,
Yeah, Leviathan.
Leviathan, which is like a floating pyramid deal.
that shoots lasers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weird stuff.
Weird stuff.
Yeah. So anyways, this box pops up and it opens up, It's like full size, like porta potty kind of box.
Yeah,
Chenard,
more like a coffin, I'd say.
that's probably a better
Yeah.
description in the grand scheme of it. Yeah, Dr. Chenard gets turned into this sort of floating Cenobite with like a piece of Leviathan in his
Yeah.
head, kind of controlling him.
I guess.
That's weird.
And then he bumps into Pinhead and his cronies.
Yeah, we got, Throaty,
Throaty, Fatty, and Clatters.
and we're gonna have a Cenobite fight.
Yeah, but it kind of is lame.
Really lame, actually.
Chenard just shoots some lasers or stuff.
Yeah. What we find out is that the Cenobites were actually real human beings at some point.
Yeah.
So I didn't see that coming. I thought they were sort of, Lady Gaga born this way. No, they transitioned from human to Cenobite, which really upset me about Fatty because, I'm a fat guy. I figure, when I die, if I'm in the afterlife, can I at least be thin for that time?
No.
Nope, still fat. But Fatty can't even see or talk. He's the worst out of the Cenobites.
We don't know he can't. He doesn't talk, but we don't know he can.
It seems like he can. He's got a thick neck.
Yeah,
It's very neck heavy.
Oh yeah, Chenard comes in, lays waste to all of them.
Yeah, easily.
Kills all the
zip,
Cenobites.
zap, zip. They're done.
And then Chenard's like, "Oh, Kirsty and Tiffany, I'm gonna get you."
I'm taking you to hell, bitch.
So by this time, Tiffany's got the box still.
Yep.
She's fingers it, little rubs its sides, just some of this.
She knows what she's doing.
Opens up a gateway back to the mental institution.
The power is reawakened.
And
It's a mess.
then Tiffany again bangs the box a little bit,
Yep. Bingo bango.
sends Chenard back to hell.
And that was it.
That was it.
Over.
Kind of anticlimactic.
Last year, they brought hell to Earth. Now, they'll take you through hell.
What'd you think of number 2? Hellbound, Hellraiser 2.
Really liked it.
Yep.
I personally like the first one a little better, but this is still great stuff.
I'm with you in the sense that I loved it, but I think this one has been my favorite so far.
Yeah?
First one, of course, you get that origin story, which is,
I guess a little bit.
I love origin stories. I'm a sucker for them, big time sucker for them. I'll pay whatever money you want to see a good origin story. I don't even need a good one. Number 2, I love the gore and I love the sound effects. I'm going number 2 so far as my favorite.
Okay. Huh? This is Movies for Dudes, Hellraiser
Hellraiser
Marathon.
Marathon.
See you in the next one.
We'll tear your soul apart. We'll tear your soul apart.
Movies for dudes,
Hellraiser Marathon. We're talking Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth.
Hell on Earth, Hellraiser 3.
We got trilogy.
We have a full trilogy. We've watched a full trilogy of films.
This is 1992.
And it's the 90s. We've moved forward from the 80s into the 90s. And the easiest way to tell, besides all the neon clothing, the explosions.
Lots of
Oh
explosions.
my god. Every scene at least has one.
Everything's blowing up.
Everything's blowing up.
Everything's blowing up.
It's great. I mean, who doesn't love explosions?
The terror returns in mankind's final confrontation with evil.
In this film, we follow a young female reporter with the brilliant name.
Joey Summerskill.
Come on, guys. Come
We're not
on.
even trying. So she's a reporter looking for that one big story.
And she's not getting that break,
Of course.
But she's looking for that one story.
Never seen that.
No, never.
Jesus.
It's fresh. It's a fresh idea.
That's
Well, she eventually gets that big break. She finds herself at a hospital early on in the film, and nothing's going on, and then boom, everything goes on. We see a guy being wheeled in, doctors all around him, just covered in blood, and guess what's hanging from him?
Hellraiser chains.
Boom, we got chains that are definitely, they're pinhead chains.
Oh, yeah.
Joey walks in, she's like, oh, what's going on? And then Boom, the lights start flashing. The chains raise up in the air. This guy starts getting torn to bits. The doctors are being electrocuted.
Yeah.
Joey runs out with the girlfriend that was with that guy just in time. And now she's got a story on her hands.
Yeah, they got hell raised.
They get big time hell raised.
It's so good to be back.
While this is happening, we got the other main character,
I love him.
J.P. Monroe.
J.P. Monroe. You never find out what the J.P. stands for either.
Judas Priest. I assume he's a big fan.
He owns a nightclub. He loves banging hoors.
Yep.
He loves smoking.
Yep.
And he's a fine art collector.
Great club. I really love it here. It's a great club.
It's interesting to note that at the end of the second movie, out of that blood-ridden mattress,
Yeah.
at the very end of it rose a pillar that had like Pinhead's face in it.
Yeah, and a couple of other Cenobites.
I think there was some baby in that.
Oh yeah.
So anyways, this pillar somehow ends up in an art gallery or some shady underground facility.
Yeah, I mean it's from a murder scene. So
Yeah,
I imagine.
I don't know how anybody can just get their hands on it again. He's quite taken with this particular piece and decides, I'm going to bring this up into my bang loft above my club.
Yeah.
We're going to hell, ladies first.
Puts his hand inside it because there's a little like opening.
Of course, why wouldn't you?
Well, he gets bit by a rat.
Of course he does.
Bleeds onto the pillar.
Yep.
Pinhead comes back.
Just a face, though.
Just a face.
Just a face pops out of Pinhead.
Pinhead, he's down with JP.
Oh, he loves his style, right? He's just about banging hoors and,
Yeah.
and experiencing that true pleasure. And guess what Pinhead needs?
More blood and skin.
Of course he needs more skin. JP, you gotta get me some skin. JP's like, hey, sure.
Sure, no problem.
Sure, mystery face guy in the weird art pillar I just purchased.
You seem right on.
You want me to murder folk? I'm gonna do it.
So he brings them up. He bangs them while Pinhead watches.
As JP's hammering this one girl, he's smoking the entire time he's doing it.
Yeah, he's smoking and banging.
And it fucking looks great.
Do people do that?
I would
People
imagine.
smoke and bang.
I don't smoke. I rarely bang. So
So you're not exactly an expert on this.
Jesus Christ.
Not quite.
she's getting up to leave, and well, she gets a little too close to that pillar.
And Pinhead reaches out, skins her completely.
Totally skinless in one shot.
That was pretty awesome.
It was awesome.
I don't even know how you do that.
I don't know, but it was beautiful.
Bingo bango.
He's got a skin.
Pinhead's back.
Joey has this dream or possibly hallucination where she meets a young Pinhead, but in his human form.
Yeah.
Elliot Spencer, who was a World War I veteran, we
Yeah.
find out.
Elliot Spencer saw a bunch of shit in the war.
Of course, World War I, man, it's heavy shit.
And then eventually, years later, got into the box.
Because, once you experience war, what else is there left to do except open a gateway to hell?
There is a gateway to hell through which he can be taken back. He wants to close that door forever.
Elliot Spencer explains to Joey Summer... Ugh,
You just
Joey
can't say it.
Summerskill. I hate it.
Just say Joey.
Okay. Joey, that this Pinhead's on the loose. He's a demon, but it's me.
Yeah, it's my future demon self. So what I need you, Joey, to do is bring future demon self to my past self in my past dimension where I was a war hero or something.
This dream world. You need
Yeah.
to bring Pinhead to my dream world.
And there I can fuck him up because I can't do shit here or on your human plane.
And I can kill myself there.
Yeah, I can kill myself in the past dimension from the future.
Bring him here, to my dominion, where I have power.
And so Joey's like, yeah, that makes
Sure,
sense.
makes sense. People are way too easily convinced in a lot of these movies to do some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Right? I need skin? Not a problem.
Yeah.
I need you to bring some demon to some past war human dimension?
Sure.
Fine. I'm on it.
No problem.
Give me 10 minutes.
So Joey goes to the club, but Hellraiser's already hellraised everyone.
And everybody is dead.
Whole club massacred. She takes off. She's like, oh my god. And she's followed by some Cenobites, new Cenobites.
So as we learned from the second movie, Pinhead lost his Cenobite cronies. And he needs some new recruits. And by gum, he got them.
So the DJ's there.
DJ Cenobite.
DJ Cenobite, and he's got a big CD stuck in his head, and he's using CDs as like ninja stars.
Oh, it's
to, like,
awesome. And they come out of nowhere. He's just like zip, zap,
Yeah.
zip, zip.
and they're blowing stuff up because it's 90s.
It's 90s. Tons of explosions.
You got her friend who was a videographer.
Yep.
He's turned into a Cenobite, and he's just got like a big camera lens out his face that shoots lasers,
Of course it does.
blows more stuff up.
And one of our favorites,
Oh,
the bartender.
bartender just has like a shaker, just mixing it up, opens it up, it's gasoline, and then he breathes fire. And JP as a Cenobite shows up.
Yeah, we never actually see him transition to a Cenobite.
No.
But he comes in and he's got like this sort of machine piston type deal in his
Yeah.
head that kind of goes back and forth. But he doesn't use it to kill people.
Yeah, he just talks some shit.
He just talks some shit.
Relax, baby. This is better than sex.
Last big fight at the end, she just rubs the box. Boom, 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 boom.
All dead.
All dead. Pinhead shows up. She rubs the box a bit more. Goes into
The past.
Elliot Spencer's dream world.
The dream past world.
The dream past alternate reality world. I don't know.
Yeah,
and
it's
so he fights himself.
basically. Fucks
Basically.
himself up.
Yeah.
Goes back outside of the box. So now we're back with Joey. The box is closed up. There's no more Cenobites. There's no more Pinhead. Everybody's back in the hell cubes that were into
Sure.
their respective dimensions.
Sure.
Now she's got to get rid of this thing. Now the other people have just fucking left this thing laying around for anybody to, finger it and release
Yeah.
hell. No, Joey's actually done something smart at the end of this film. And they're at a construction site, and she's like, hey, there's some fresh concrete. Boom. She buries the box into the wet cement.
Great
basically.
idea.
Courage will count. Because believe me, he can be very persuasive.
So then, the end of the movie, the last scene is now, I guess, a year later or something. There's a big high rise built where
Where that construction
the construction site was. Now there's a big high rise. And you go inside, and there's a lot of box theme architecture in that
Oh, the
building.
whole thing is box related. Even like the emblems on the box are all in the wall, the detailing. It's very evident. Like even if you just had casually had this movie on in the background,
Yeah.
you would know this building's heavily box influenced. As a trilogy, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hellraiser 3 on its own, it was okay. It had some funny bits and it had some good kills, but not as much as the second or first one for me.
It's going more to like a B movie.
For sure. It's gotta be downhill from here, man.
Oh, yeah.
We got
But pleasant surprise.
enjoyable film.
For sure. Yeah.
I had fun. We had a few laughs.
Good lark.
Good lark, indeed.
Yeah.
All right, movies for dudes.
Hellraiser Marathon. See you in the next one.
We'll tear your soul apart. We'll tear your soul apart.
All right, back with Movies for Dudes, Hellraiser Marathon. It is what time?
We are at 4:10, and we have just watched the fourth Hellraiser, Hellraiser Bloodline.
Yeah, the last one to go to theaters.
That was the fourth one was the last
They
one.
did 4 in theaters. Now,
Now we're gonna start plummeting.
we already are.
So Hellraiser Bloodline. First of all, let's get this out of the way. We're in space.
They start off in space, which is never a good sign. Fucking any horror film.
Far from Earth, but frighteningly close to hell.
So basically, what it is, the Bloodline. It's sort of an origin story about how the box itself was made. So there's a guy that's on the space station, and he's trying to capture evil, basically, in Pinhead.
Yeah.
And he's the descendant of the first box maker, which was a toy maker.
Yeah, a toy maker was hired by this magician and his lackey to make this specific box. I don't know where they got the plans for, but anyways, the box opens up hell.
500 years ago, a mystical box was created. The key that unlocked the door to absolute evil.
So, back in time, they summon a demon.
Yep. A princess demon.
A princess demon. And her and a young Adam Scott.
Yes, Adam Scott's first movie role.
Yeah. So what we've realized when watching all the Hellraisers, even the good Hellraisers, those actors don't do anything after these films.
There's a few bit parts that you're like, oh, okay, I've seen that guy in something.
But nothing
or
major.
Her in something.
They didn't become big stars.
No, they didn't. Except for Adam Scott.
Adam Scott.
Punch me in the fucking face!
Bloodline was kind of cool. So basically, Pinhead wants to end the Marchand bloodline, the original Toymaker's bloodline, because the Toymaker was also devising a device to capture Pinhead and actually kill him. So he had the plans, but he couldn't do it, so it's up to his bloodline.
So then we go 200 years from then into like 96, present day.
Yep.
And it's the building that got built on top of the box from the third movie.
Yep. And the designer of that building is a descendant of Marchand, the toy maker.
His bloodline.
Yeah, his bloodline. So there we go. And in 96, Pinhead comes back and he's trying to get the box and again end the bloodline.
With the help of the demon chick.
There's a lot going on.
Kill them all.
There's these security guards in the building and they get turned into Cenobites, but like the two of them get put into one Cenobite.
Yeah, but then their Cenobite power is they separate
and absorb
like
a human
in between them.
And then the movie picks up back 200 years in the future then. So it's like 2196.
Yeah, in the future. Yeah,
and so you're
space.
talking to this guy who's on the space station, and he's brought Pinhead back, and he's a Marchand, and he wants to get rid of them once and for all.
He designed the space station with the intent of trapping Pinhead.
Yeah, and
like the whole space station is box related, if you will.
He escapes the space station, the Marchand and this other girl, Rimmer.
I don't know. They switch it back and forth. I swear. Because it starts as Rimmer. She gets called Rim a few times. And then it's like Reamer.
I am forever.
He's a badass.
I'm
liking Pinhead.
In Bloodlines, they fire like lasers at him. He's like, nah.
Yeah, even if you shoot at like a Jason, let's say. He takes a hit and he stumbles back. He may even like fall down. He's going to keep coming.
Yeah.
But
slow him
Pinhead,
down.
nothing. It just zips right on through.
Yeah.
Has no effect. So again, that's another tick in the badass column.
Usually at the end of these movies, Pinhead's evaporated back to hell.
Yeah. He's already at least trapped in the box.
Yeah. In this one, the space station explodes and you can see Pinhead in pain, which is something we've never had before.
And then boom, credits roll.
And boom, credits roll. So it ended abruptly.
Movies for Dudes, Hellraiser Marathon. We just got done number 5, Hellraiser Inferno.
Which we thought would be terrible. It's direct to video.
Yep, and we're starting on we would assume we've already done the space bit, so you assume it's downhill after that.
Yeah, you assume that.
But number 5, not bad.
Not bad at all.
Totally complete departure from the other ones. Instead of, Pinseeker or instead of Pinhead. Yeah. Just after people, mutilating into pleasure and pain, hell, whatever. We got a gritty detective story.
Yeah.
With a brooding narrative.
All hell is about to break loose. Again.
Unlike the other ones where all the actors were pretty much going to nothing. Like the one guy went on to Dexter. He's dad Dexter.
Yeah, there is a doctor. Or a psychiatrist for the police department.
Right.
He's Dexter's dad, so that's pretty cool. James Remar.
Yeah, he did.
That's
he did okay.
I've heard of him.
The main guy went on to some other. He's on One Tree Hill. Which
He's recognizable.
He's
we
done
can say
stuff.
that. We've seen him before.
And the director, this is one of his first films, then went on to Deliver Us from Evil.
Yep.
And Sinister, which were both
pretty good.
Pretty good movies.
Pretty good.
And he's directing Doctor Strange, the new Marvel movie.
See, that's great because it's kind of like a jumping off point for a couple of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty neat. Inferno follows Detective Joseph, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
My name's Joe.
Who is the king in this game, Joseph? That is the question you must ask yourself.
And he's also got a partner named Tony, and I have a brother named Tony.
And this character's name is Tony Nanone.
Tony Nanone.
No.
Anyways,
yeah.
So it kind of hit home for me a little bit. It was pretty neat. And I guess it follows, Detective Joseph as he's trying to, gets a call to a murder scene. Some guy he went to high school with, apparently, all mutilated. We've got, the pinhead chains hanging off the guy.
Yeah.
So right there, we're kind of linked to Hellraiser a little bit. And he's trying to solve some case, and at every murder he comes across, there's a finger.
Yeah,
a child's
kid's finger. Turns out, it was him doing all the murders.
You find that at the very end.
Yeah. Long story short, I mean, it's good, this movie.
It's kind of, it was a really nice cool down for us, having watched 4 Hellraisers that were definitely Hellraiser movies. This was kind of completely different with just a little bit of a spice of Hellraiser. A dash, if you will.
Because I guess this movie initially wasn't Hellraiser.
No, it was not.
Yeah. And so they wrote the script and then just went, you know what, we should put Hellraiser in this movie.
Oh yes, Joseph. Oh yes.
A couple neat little Hellraiser bits as well. We have a couple new Cenobites, which are always fun. And my personal favorite so far have been 2 sexy lady twin Cenobites. Sexabites, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty fun.
And then we get just arms and a head Cenobite.
Yeah, he's pretty freaky. But I kind of like his deal.
Yeah.
The sexy ladies, Detective Joseph is having a dream sequence, I guess you could probably call it. The sexy ladies get to him and they're rubbing him down, and they actually open his shirt
and
then put their hands under his chest, like under the skin, and he seems to love it.
And they're licking them.
They're licking them, having a great time.
Yeah, sexuality ramped up a bit in this one. So
just a little bit.
Yeah.
We also find out the name for what we've been calling the box, and it's been referenced in the films as the box.
Yeah.
Well, no more. We actually have a name for it. The psychiatrist for the police department.
Yes.
This Detective Joseph comes to him, hey, I've got this problem, here's what I'm looking into. Psychiatrist's like, hey, guess what? I'm doing my own shit.
Lots of other cops see this thing.
I know about it. Here's what this box is called. It's called the Lament Configuration.
That's a dumb name.
It's real stupid. I'm not going to remember it other than I have it written down in front of me here. I won't be able to say it again when I'm referencing these later on in my life.
That's true.
But right for now, it's called the Lament Configuration.
Yeah. Turns out that psychiatrist was Pinhead.
Yeah. So, I mean, you kind of probably could have seen that coming. There's some okay kills in this, but it's not near as gory or gruesome as the other ones.
It's toned down quite a bit.
But
it's more of like a detective story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Try to solve the crime that these Cenobites and Pinhead commit.
It was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
Used to read Word Up magazine.
I used to read Word Up magazine.
Heavy D, Salt and Pepper up in the limousine.
Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine.
Anyways, we find out, as Seamus points out, that it was all indeed a dream.
It was all a dream.
Yeah, so it's this cop's own personal hell that he has to live through over and over again.
Welcome to hell.
Guess what, buddy? This is actually your hell. We're going to do it all over again.
Yeah,
and this is what you do.
Touch the box, he wakes up. It's like, oh.
So we have like a Groundhog Day situation for hell.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's no fun.
This time, the battle between good and evil has a familiar face.
Hell Dog Day?
No. Ground Hell Day.
Ground Hell Day.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's good.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah.
There you go. Hellraiser Inferno, number 5.
Number 5 out of 9.
We're hitting number 6. Stay tuned, guys. Movies to Dudes. Hellraiser Marathon. All right, well, Hellraiser 6. I believe it was called HELLSEEKER.
Hellseeker.
Nobody cares. You know, I feel bad. We're starting to get to that point in the marathon where we're really taking a dive. And I don't want to be blasting these movies. It's people working hard to make a movie.
I want to blast them.
Well, we're just a couple assholes sitting in a basement.
I guess.
You know?
This one had potential, though.
It had potential. It had somebody we personally loved.
Yeah. So Dean Winters.
Dean motherfucking Winters.
From Oz. O'Reilly from Oz.
Badass. Certified badass.
Well, at least in that show, as far as I know. I'd
buy that guy. I'd buy him as a badass.
It's perfect.
Kirsty comes back from the first two. She marries Dean Winters.
Yep.
Long story short, he's a garbage piece of shit.
Cheating on her
left,
constantly.
Right, center.
Has a plan to kill her with a business partner because I guess she's got a lot of inheritance.
Yeah, I guess
from her dad,
her
Larry.
Dad,
and
Larry,
Uncle Frank
and
had
Uncle
money.
Frank were rich.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So she's got money coming to her. So this guy says, "You know what, buddy? Let's kill her." Or at least he tries to come up with a plan. He has this accident where he doesn't really remember what happened, and the cops are looking for his wife, and he doesn't know where she is, and of course they think he did it, but he keeps getting these terrible headaches, and every time, he's got a ton of dream sequences and stuff.
Which do you find more exhilarating?
It's getting hot in here.
90% of the movie is this. Dean Winters. Or...
You barely see any Cenobites. You see a couple.
He sleeps
You
a
see
lot.
Pinseeker once or twice.
Pinseeker?
Pinseeker, I'm saying that. You
I prefer pain.
see Pinhead once or twice. And the rest of the time he's in daydreams or nightmares or sleeping, and he's waking up like a man possessed. It's crazy. Cops arrest him. Hey, buddy, guess what? Turns out he's been dead the whole time.
Welcome to the worst nightmare of all. Reality.
That was his own personal hell he was living through.
Finally,
like the
at
last
the,
one.
yeah. Finally, at the end, we get some hooks in the guy's face. Pinhead says, "Hey, guess what? I'm going to unlock your memories. You've been having all this terrible headaches and amnesia. I'm going to unlock your memories. I'll show you what happened.
You're dead.
You're a piece of shit. Hey, did you know that, buddy? You're actually a piece of shit."
Dean Winters' character, Trevor, buys, for an anniversary present, the
box.
What's it called
The
again?
lament configuration.
The lament configuration for her. And she's like, "Wow, what's this? I trusted you." She's like, "Open the box." So he knows something about the box.
Yeah, he knows what the box is. She's pissed off. Obviously, she told him about the box.
So she...
But
yeah.
we don't know that.
Yeah, I guess.
We're
Yeah,
left
maybe.
to our own on those.
So she opens the box, but unbeknownst to Trevor, she spins a deal with Pinhead, saying, "I'll give you 5 souls if you spare mine."
5 souls. Boss, he was banging. Neighbor, he was banging. Masseuse, he was banging. Business partner that tried to conspire to kill her.
And then, oh, what a twist. Him.
He's number 5.
He's the 5th.
He's been dead the whole time. And
I don't care.
Nobody does.
Again, this wasn't a Hellraiser movie. They just had a script and sprinkled some Hellraiser in it.
Ugh.
The marathon was getting tough.
Yeah, that's the worst one so far. So,
well, the time was 8:30.
Yeah, so it's 8:30 now.
11 and a half hours of
Hellraiser.
This is a bad idea.
We're in the final stretch anyway.
I know, but this was a bad idea.
I prefer pain.
At 3 left, I mean, who cares? Right?
We got to do it now.
Yeah.
Oh, good God, though, they're not going to get better.
Can't.
So
how could they? Anyway, stay tuned, guys. Joe and Seamus, Movies for Dudes, Hellraiser Marathon.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Movies for Dudes, Hellraiser Marathon. That was number 7th. Hellraiser, Deader.
Deader doesn't make sense.
Deader.
I'm having trouble making senses. This has been.
It's 11.
What time is it?
It's 11.
It's 11
It's just
o'clock.
past 11.
So, how many hours is that?
It's 13 now. 14.
You open the box, and your soul belongs to me.
This one is an improvement.
Let's kick it off a bit. We got a few improvements on this one.
So it's like a suicide cult. There's just a reporter. Her name is Amy, and she's sent to go investigate.
She's kind of like the girl with the dragon tattoo. I thought there was a similarity. Yeah, so she's trying to get a story on this cult because her boss shows her this video of the leader of the cult, a gentleman by the name of Winter, doing some sort of ritual where a girl kills herself, but he brings her back to life, basically.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
So it's like, whoa, what's up? And then pretty much the Deaders is like a cult, but they're just goth kids.
They seem to be.
They're just lonely goth kids.
They're heroin addicts.
We should say this one's set in Bucharest, Romania.
Yeah, Bucharest.
And Winter is a descendant of the Marchands.
Yeah, the toy maker.
The toy maker.
So that's kind of neat.
So they skipped over this in Bloodlines then.
Yeah, so they totally ignored what happened in Bloodlines.
Well, I guess he didn't really do much. He was kind of into Hellraiser.
If you have a guy in your lineage, is it leniency?
Lineage.
If you have a guy in your lineage that can bring back dead people, maybe that's a story you toss out once in a while.
Yeah.
There is no turning back. And above all, don't open the box.
So again, like we said, this one was like a script that someone wrote that had nothing to do with Hellraiser, and they just kind of threw Pinhead in there and Hellraiser and stuff. And really, this one does show more that it's its own script. Mainly because they don't throw Pinhead or any Cenobites or anything in until like
way at the end.
Last act.
It's the last act.
Yeah.
And then you see Cenobites.
Cenobites, which I don't know what that means.
I could go for a Cenobite, though.
Oh, that'd be yummy.
Yeah, I know. Oh.
It's real. Or I'm crazy.
I think I kind of want to talk about the party train.
Yeah, so at some point she gets sent to this, for more clues, sent to this guy named Joey, who's on the last train of a certain subway.
Some subway.
And then she's supposed to ask for Joey, and then it's like a party. It's a party train.
Yeah, just one big party train. Yeah. All the windows are blacked out. Apparently, you get in there. There are no rules, seemingly. I don't know how
guys making out with girls, girls making out with girls, guys making out with guys.
It's no rules. Dogs. There's a cat in there, a duck. Anyways, what I'm saying is like a party train. How do you even get a party train?
He pays off the government. I mean,
he has to, because there's no way like the MTO is going to let your crew have a party train.
Very true. Spoiler: the whole party train gets murdered by
the party train has a bad go.
Yeah,
poor Joey doesn't make it.
I'm crazy. It's real.
The way this movie was set up, like if this wasn't a Hellraiser movie, it'd be pretty shitty though.
Definitely. Because we're pumped for Pinhead now.
Yeah.
Big Pinheadians.
So like
anytime he pops up, we're like, yes.
And especially compared to the last one. Are we being hell-raised by having to watch all these movies? Like, is this our own personal hell?
I wasn't going to say anything, but like I'm always hearing my name throughout the series, and it just is like, okay, one's done. Here's another, and here's another.
Yeah, it's weird that a Romanian is Joe.
I get it when they were doing like New York or any town USA.
Yeah,
fucking tons of Joes running around.
Yeah,
you find yourself in Bucharest, you're not bumping into a lot of Joes down at the old Milk Mart. The list says we have 2 to watch, but Hellraiser says there's no sense of time. There is no time. Time is just the difference between pain and pleasure.
Please do it for us.
That was Hellraiser.
I don't even know why we're filming. We're in hell, so it doesn't make any sense.
We have to do it.
It doesn't make sense.
We're just going to keep moving.
Well, you're not real, so
we gotta just move forward, and time isn't a thing.
No,
so just keep going, Seamus. We have to live in the present. That's hell.
Almost there. Unless this just repeats.
I don't think it ends. I think just keep going.
We'll find that 2 more will come. Amazon will bring 4 more movies to the door.
They're making them as we speak.
Yeah,
they'll never
for us.
stop.
Oh my
God. They'll never stop. Movies for dudes.
Movies for dudes.
Hellraiser marathon.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Movies for dudes. Hellraiser marathon. It is 10 to 1 in the morning.
No, it's not. Oh, fuck. Okay.
We have just finished Hellraiser 8, called Hellraiser HELLWORLD. Now, before we even get into anything, let's talk about the big talking point. And I think the big talking point is fucking Superman. Henry Cavill, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's his problem?
From here, his career went straight up.
Stupid gay. Hey, we were all addicted to Hellworld, man.
Yeah, this throws it all out the window. All continuity. Continuity in the series and continuity in the movie. Literally, there's scenes where they're like driving, it's summer, then it's just winter all of a sudden.
It's about a group of kids who are really into the Hellraiser game, which is like an MMORPG.
So in this world, like, it's in the real world. So Hellraiser is a very popular film franchise, which I guess is fictional in its own right, because Hellraiser has never really been popular, I don't think.
I'm going to a real-life secret hell world.
All these gamers are invited to this big party at this house. It's a Hellraiser HELLWORLD party. Mm-hmm. And they go there one by one. They all start
getting hellraised.
If you need anything, just scream.
Pinhead's there.
He's hanging around.
Yeah, some miscellaneous Cenobites. They've kind of lost their luster now.
They're not making Cenobites anymore.
And
that's what I liked about the early ones, right?
They're
you have this character. Let's go back to the twin security guards. You have these characters, twins. You get to know them as people. You get to see how they're torn to bits and then created into a Cenobite, which you can then identify with. And they're just not doing that in these last several.
The video game that they're playing, Hellworld, looks so shitty. Like, it's 2005 this movie's set in. And, like, the game looks like Myst from Windows 95.
Like, you're right.
They're playing the video game on, like, a Commodore 64. Like,
the keyboard is as big as the table. It's huge. It's ridiculous. And it looks like trash. Also, we should talk about the host of this party they all go to. Who plays that gem?
It's Bishop from Aliens.
Great actor.
Lance.
Series. I think it's Henriksen.
Welcome, Hellraisers. Invitations.
Bishop, Lance Hendrickson's character, he drugs all the kids, and then through cell phones kind of impose memories into their heads.
Yeah.
So they think they're getting, like, chopped pieces.
He kind of feeds off their fears almost. Or he makes them feed off their own fears.
Yeah, so he is Pinhead.
Also, you know, these kids are playing a video game, and the whole thing is like Hellraiser doesn't exist. It's all a movie franchise in a video game, and they go to this party, and the host of the party takes them on this tour, shows them his basically mad scientist type laboratory where he's got a ton of things in jars, mostly babies.
Mostly babies just in fucking jars, and they think it's fake. But, like,
they think it's hilarious. They're going up, they're poking at it, they're like, oh, cool. Yeah, you want to bring us down to your weirdo basement? Let's go. You want to show us your torture room?
Yeah.
Let's go. Lock me in here, why don't you, for a while? I don't know who you are.
It's teenagers having a good time, getting high, getting drunk, and
partying.
Getting into horror movie things.
Getting cut up, slashed up real good. So they call the Lament configuration the Lamaz configuration in this, did we hear?
I feel like that was a mistake.
So I don't know if that's a mistake on our part. I mean, we were pretty early on in the series.
100%
we heard that
Lament
number too.
Configuration the first time.
Yes.
This one, I'm like, it's the Lamaz configuration. Like, no.
They just got sloppy with the first word. They got lazy. Lament.
And they never talk about it again. Pretty much all the music in the party seemed like it was either by the Chemical Brothers or Korn. The last third of this movie is pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah, it starts off like promising because Superman is in
and
it.
it's kind of jokey. It's
jokey,
it's definitely the most lighthearted one. And you wake up.
Yeah, they're waking up all crazy.
That happens a bunch in this movie too.
Which I wrote that down. Yeah, abrupt wake ups.
So okay, at the end of the movie, Bishop or the dad. He gets,
I don't remember his actual character name.
But he's in like a hotel room getting drunk.
Yes, we do have to mention that.
And he has the box.
Yep.
The Lamaze connection or configuration. And he opens it up.
Because of course he does, because it only takes like 2 taps and a twist to open that goddamn thing.
Yeah,
which is the problem. It's too easy to open.
It's too easy.
Anyways.
But apparently it doesn't exist. But it does exist at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
And then Pinhead comes and kills him.
Cenobite slice the guy up real bad.
Mm-hmm.
If you need anything, just scream.
One before, Pinhead wants to take over the world. He wants to enslave.
Yes.
Make everyone feel his pain. Blah blah blah.
He wants to
his
be the
lofty
king.
ambitions.
He does. He wants to take over.
Like in Bloodlines, he sees like just the like picture from space of Earth, and he's like, "Ooh yeah,
There's so much flesh.
I want to get that."
Yeah.
And now he's just fucking. He kills for one person at a time.
And that's, you know what? You gotta give him credit. He's getting older.
I guess. Well, but
The
time has no
doesn't exist.
meaning.
Yeah, right. Okay, but he's tried. He's put his best effort forward. It didn't work out. He can at least say, "Hey, I tried," and now he's going to do what he does best and go one at a time.
Pinhead is interdimensional, I
Yep.
think. So
That's been
he
pretty well
could
established.
potentially be doing all of this at the same time as the first or second one.
We don't know. We don't know.
I mean, with the Nokia phones, that's definitely like 2005. I'll give him that.
But then you look at the computer they were using. That could have been 95.
Oh, Jesus.
So, anyways,
Are we getting Hellraised?
I don't know. We got to keep moving forward.
I don't even know. Words, sentences, can't.
We're just going to keep going, I guess.
Together.
We're just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Anyways, this has been Hellraiser 8. Hellraiser 8, Hellworld.
Yeah, it's
Movies
Hellraiser,
for dudes.
Hellworld.
Movies for dudes.
We got one more
Hellraiser
left.
marathon.
It's going to be the worst.
We're done after this. We're getting Hellrisen.
We'll tear your soul apart. We'll tear your soul apart.
Ah,
What time is it?
20 after 2 in the morning.
So it's 2:30 in the morning, so we started at 9. That's
I don't know. It's got to be like 16 hours.
a lot of hours.
We just finished Hellraiser Revelations. This is Movies for Dude. Hellraiser Marathon.
Hellraiser Marathon.
And that was our final film. Hellraiser Revelations.
It was made for $300,000 in 2 weeks.
And it shows. We got
Yeah.
2 kids on a road trip to Tijuana.
First of all, it starts out like you think it's going to be found footage.
It does, yeah. It starts out found footage, and then it splices real time or regular movie making, and then it snippets back and forth.
Are we rolling? Yes. Can you get a shot of downtown LA before we say goodbye to it forever? Bye, LA. This is gonna be an epic journey.
Kids go to Tijuana. Never.
They want to party.
They want to party, get banged.
I've seen that
some chicks.
story a million times.
They find the Lamaze box or the Lament configuration.
The lament configuration. They want to just, they find out, of course, the pleasure, the pain, push yourself to the next level type of deal. They're in, they're kids.
I will say
they're
that's after they kill a hooker.
Whoa. I'm gonna take her home. She's gonna be my souvenir.
Obviously, they open the box because that's what happens. Their family back home hasn't seen them for a while. We have, the 2 sets of parents and a sister.
But they have the videotape for some reason.
Yeah, the videotape was sent back to them somehow. They just have it. That's the problem when you have a movie that's made for $300,000.
What is on that video camera?
Shut up!
We should say, too, Clive Barker and Doug Bradley.
Nothing to do with this
Nothing to do with this movie. So Doug Bradley played Pinhead and all the other ones
Every single one.
Every single one.
Every single one.
Yeah,
Doug Bradley's in it.
Here we go. You opened it, summoned us.
Cenobite is a real word.
Yeah, it's a member of any sort of cult or church-based faction.
Yeah, or faith-based faction. So like a nun would be a Cenobite. Or a monk would be a Cenobite.
We learned something through this experience, and I think that's noteworthy.
It is. I wrote it. Cenobite, real word.
Who knew?
That in my notes.
I thought it was Cenobite for like 6 of the films.
I just was hungry and wanted Cenobites.
I just want Cenobite. That's all I
That'd be
wanted.
delicious. Now, do you think Cenobites would be like a baked good or like more like a candy? Like a cinnamon-based candy?
It's a baked good. Or breakfast cereal.
Okay.
You have Cenobites, and it's cinnamon bites, but the marshmallows are like little pinheads.
Oh, see, I didn't even think about marshmallows.
I think we could move those units.
Yeah.
We can move some units of
Can
Cenobite
move
cereal.
the skid of those.
So anyways, so there's the two families of the boys are in some kind of sweet mansion talking about, oh, what happened to our boys? Whatever happened? Oh, we don't know. Who knows, right? Boom, one of the kids shows up.
Well, and the sister's like, you guys are just ignoring that we're all dead. And
yeah, can't we ever talk about it? Why can't we talk about it?
You guys never talk about Steven and Nico.
Emma, please.
What, please forget that I had a brother?
One of the freaking guys shows up at the doorstep. He's pretty messed up, but he's okay, really. They bring him in, they nurse him up.
And then the sister brings him soup.
Sister brings her brother soup.
And they start making out, obviously.
and they make out.
That's pretty good soup.
It's pretty good soup. So there is incest in Hellraiser Revelations. We've got full-blown incest.
Full-blown incest.
This kid isn't even the brother.
He took the skin of his friend.
He took the skin of his friend.
His friend was killing hookers.
So it's like they had like a Freaky Friday situation, but with a lot more skin removal. He wants to make a deal with the Cenobites and Pinhead to say, hey, I'll give you these folks if you let me go.
I'll give you my parents, my girlfriend's parents, my girlfriend. They're all, dead.
Fuck them.
Just let me go.
Let me go. Well, guess what? It ain't happening.
It will be a very special pleasure to rip you apart.
They're not even trying. There's 2 pinheads in this movie.
There's 2 pinheads, and one of them's not Doug Bradley.
And one of them's not Doug Bradley, and it's a huge step. I wouldn't have thought how much it would be bad.
When you watch them all in one day, though, Doug Bradley really becomes a part of you. So yeah, that was the last Hellraiser.
It's the last Hellraiser Revelations.
We made it.
2011. It was released. Here we are.
Joe and Seamus, movies
We're
for
probably
dudes.
the first people to ever do this.
I think so.
Okay.
No one's done Hellraiser marathons.
Movies for dudes, Hellraiser, blah, 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 blah.
Joe and Seamus, check it out.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Full-blown incest.
We did it.
We did it.
We had a Hellraiser marathon.
No one's ever done this before.
There's no way. First of all, I can't believe I went along with this. This was ridiculous.
It was a really bad idea.
It was.
But, I mean, now anything's possible.
Unlike anything you have witnessed, is born.
Around that 7-8 mark, or no, closer to 7 mark, I was like, "There's no way."
And also, we had a real technical difficulty.
We thought we lost everything.
I lost all the footage, which is probably fucking. That's why we're getting Hellraised, man.
That's
later.
a scary thing, though, because we've seen that they can go through television and radio. They can use that kind of stuff. They go through technology. So, anyways, we did it.
We did it.
We started at 9 a.m. It's 2:30 a.m.
The vision is renewed.
Give me your favorite to least favorite right now.
Second for me.
Okay.
Then the first.
Okay.
Then the third.
Right.
And then I actually did like Bloodline.
Yeah.
If I like number 8, which was the Party Kids. No, Deader. I like Deader fifth.
Deader, that was the Suicide Cult.
Yep, I like that fifth. And then Inferno, the
hard-boiled detective, yeah.
And then I guess the one with Dean Winters, which was Hellseeker.
Yeah.
And then the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's Hellworld?
Oh, before that piece of crap.
What do you like it better?
Hellworld and then Revelations, the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, but your second least favorite is Hellseeker or Hellworld?
Hellseeker.
Yeah.
So I got that mixed up. God, it's been a long day. I apologize.
That's fair. I'll put up a list.
Go ahead.
That's a list.
Yeah, it's a list.
That's a list. Okay, for me, mine's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. I'm gonna put Hellworld number 5.
Really? You like that better than Deader?
I think so. It fit more in the vibe. I don't know. Yeah, right now
it's your list.
Hellworld.
So go ahead. It's your list.
Then Deader.
Yeah.
Then Inferno.
Yeah.
Oh, Inferno was pretty good, but it was just so different.
It was so different. Yeah,
So
it didn't really
different.
fit with the franchise.
Inferno.
at all,
Then Hellseeker. Then Revelations. It's obviously the worst one.
Obviously the worst
so
one.
Bad.
But dude, we watched 9 Hellraisers in one day. I know we're done watching the movies now, but I feel as soon as you hit stop, there's another DVD in the DVD player ready to go.
Because we're getting hell-raised.
I think we've been hell-risen because it just seems like it keeps going and going.
It's a personal hell, yeah.
And which one is it? I mean, it's not on the list here.
No.
So it's going to be watching us being hell-risen. We have to watch today's marathon.
We filmed it all.
Yeah. So it's like we made the 10th Hellraiser.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Did you open the box?
I didn't touch the goddamn box. And I would never touch that
but it
box.
was like a box of cookies and you accidentally opened it.
See, that's what I could be fooled.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely, easily be fooled into opening a Hellraiser box.
All right.
It's been movies for dudes.
Hellraiser Marathon.
Joe
Don't
and Seamus.
ever do this.
No,
This is
don't.
a terrible idea.
We're never doing this again.
Welcome to hell.
Movies for dudes. This is the last marathon.
It's for the last movie for dude. We're dead, so no one's watching this.
Watch this in hell.
So yeah, it's just. Oh, I see a Cenobite.
All right, so don't even talk about that. I gotta try to sleep tonight. Movies for dudes. Hellraiser Marathon.
Consume thy flesh.
Cut that shit out.
We'll tear your soul apart.